So I can put it on there then? Yeah.
I've got the master switch here.
You got the power. Yeah.
Here we go.
All right. A rivalry that is 60 years young tonight. Heidelberg and Preston Lions meet for the first time in a league fixture in 16 years. Reunited at the pinnacle of Victorian football, and the stage is set under the bright lights at the home of the Matildas. Both heavyweights in their own right, from the NSL to Victorian football's elite. They reacquaint themselves tonight as teams of form this season so far in NPL Victoria's match of the round. And after a slow start, the Heidelberg United side, a loss at Melbourne Knights, the new look team led by John Anastasiadis has shown some glimpses of their 2024 season form in the last fortnight. Their new look attack will be looking to add to the current tally of 5 goals at their home away from home this evening. While newly promoted Preston Lions, meanwhile, are undefeated thus far. Tonight, Louis Asseschi's side face their toughest test yet, knowing that a win could see them climb to the top of the league this evening. Hello, and thanks for joining us on this NPL Victoria live stream of this Round 4 matchup. Looking forward to your company across the 90 minutes. My name is Steve Curtin, and it's a pleasure to be bringing you all the action this evening. And alongside me, it's a very warm welcome to the broadcast edition, Nick DeBano.
Thanks for the introduction, Steve. Good evening to everyone watching on NPL Victoria YouTube. This is going to be an amazing game today. Two sides who you'd think, when we're here in September, they're going to be right up there in the mix for finals football, looking for silverware as well this year. And as you mentioned, both teams coming in some pretty good form. Heidelberg have done well to turn things around after that opening round loss, and Preston, I mean, you don't want to be too greedy, but I mean, you'd still take an undefeated start, 7 points out of a possible 9, a really strong start for them. Taking you through the starting lineups for both teams. Heidelberg unchanged for the second week in a row, but no Owen Stokes in the squad today, replaced by Peter Klaassen on the bench. While there's a pair of changes for Preston, going out of the side is Jonas Markovski through injury, and Georgios Sodenis is suspended. Coming into the starting lineup today is Marcus Schroen, who takes the captain's armband, who you can see there exchanging pleasantries with Ben Collins, and of course Gian Albano, who made a massive impression last week against Altona, making his first start for the Preston Lions. And coming into the squad is Sammy Dibb and Noah Spaseski. But interestingly enough, Steve, for the second week running, Preston are going without a backup goalkeeper. So a bold play. They'd be hoping that Bon Scott can get through the 90 minutes, and there's no sort of situation that might force him off the field. But set to be an amazing game of football tonight. Can't wait for this. There's a great atmosphere here at the home of the Matildas, a good crowd, and fantastic conditions as well.
Absolutely. It begs the question as well, Nick, who fancies himself as an outfield player who could deputise in goal? It'd be interesting to see the tall figure of Matt Bozanowski stepping in between the posts at some stage, but certainly Louis Asseschi will be hoping that isn't the case. And Louis Asseschi, funnily enough, was in the Preston Lions team the last time that Preston had a league win against Heidelberg United, all the way back in 2007. They did have a league win in 2008 against the Heidelberg side, but it was due to an ineligible player being played for Heidelberg in that particular fixture. So that was the last time that they walked off the field feeling jubilant, at least in a league fixture against Heidelberg United. So 16 years of waiting, and we're about to get underway. It's Heidelberg in their home yellow and black kits, playing at their home away from home tonight, just 2 kilometres north of Olympic Village. And Buljuach gets us started. And it's the Warriors playing to the right of your screen at home. And a good crowd in, and they're making noise already. Preston fans behind that goal, behind Bon Scott's goal. As Preston look to build up again here, and it's a high press. Buljuach putting the pressure on, so was Jamal Ali. Here's Kubalay. Sliding in well, pulling himself about the 35-year-old Moe Dara, who knows no other way. And it really will be a question, Nick, who do you think can settle quickest and get the ascendancy in this one?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Preston last week, they started a little bit slow against Altona, while Heidelberg, conversely, they really got on the front foot early. They were able to score twice quite early in the contest to put St Albans on the back foot. It took a bit of time for Preston to settle last week, but once they really got going in that first half before the red card, they really started to show some glimpses and did very well defensively to hold out on Friday night. And here is Aaron Anderson. Risky crossfield ball there to Stefan Negro, looking to play it out from the back. Here's Brooks, the man in form. 3 goals in his first 3 games. Not only this season, but in Preston Lions colours. Player certainly to watch. Fantastic goal he scored last week as well against Altona. Just a sizzling free kick.
Really good set-piece routine. Jason Romero involved as well, teeing him up. And did it perhaps sneak underneath the wall from your vantage point, Nick?
I think it did, and it sort of caught Christian Rossi off guard a little bit, maybe expecting the ball to go up a little bit higher, looking to maybe put in one of the top corners, but instead sort of catching him off guard and going with that long sort of driven ball along the deck.
Well, if you're wondering who's lining up top, it is Jason Romero, who started in the number 10 role last week. He's certainly capable of leading the line. That's what he'll be doing tonight. There's a touch for Albano, who made his Preston debut last week off the bench. And he was called in to play a little bit earlier than planned with an injury to Jonas Markowski. But the first free kick of the contest here is going to go the way of Heidelberg, and it's the Japanese midfielder Asahi Yokokawa who's suffered the foul on Heidelberg's right flank here, and a chance for the big man to step forward, including Ryan Lethlean, the off-season signing, and captain Ben Collins. Ben Collins, as we know, a capable goal scorer with 3 last term. Looks like Yokokawa standing over this one, and joining him for company will be the left-footed option, which is Dalibor Markovic, another one of those players who's made the shift across Green Gully in the off-season. Looks like it's going to be Yokokawa to deliver up towards the penalty spot. It's repelled well by that Preston Lions defence. Heidelberg can look to reload here through Markovic. This is Lesiotis. What a pearler he scored in round 1, by the way, as well. Here's Adara out wide on the right-hand side, cutting inside onto his left foot, looking for Buljuarch, and they weren't quite on the same page there, the Burgers midfielder and attacker, but I'm sure that telepathic link will be certainly getting a lot sharper as this match goes on, Nick.
Absolutely. I mean, good to see Buljuarch get off the mark last week in Heidelberg colours, scoring against St Albans. A prolific goal scorer last year at Altona Magic. Nice little partnership he has up top there with this man here, Sabitnyor, and as well Max Basetto, who has 2 goals to his name already this season as well. So Lethlean playing it short to Markovic. As mentioned, Steve, coming across in the off-season, but also spent some time at Preston 2 years ago as well after leaving Western United that year. Happy just to sit on the ball a little bit and dictate things for the time being. Lethlean breaking ball forward, looking for the run of Basetto, but that goes all the way through to Bon Scott. Nice crowd out here at the home of the Matildas for this one. See the Preston fans behind the goals on your right-hand side making plenty of noise. Played there by Romero. Kubalay. Marcus Schroen, great first touch, but he's muscled off the ball there by Adara. He plays in support, opts for Sabitnor, and Jamal Ali's making the run from the fence. Ali in a shooting position and spilled by Scott, but did well in the second attempt to avoid the follow-up from Ali. But the first opportunity of the game falls to the Burgers.
Oh, what a good combination there. First Mo Adara winning the ball back. Marcus Schroen showing a little bit too much of the football to his rival midfielder, but Sabitnor looked like he drifted a little bit too far inboard, but he made a really good pocket of space for the pacey Jamal Ali to step forward, and we know what he's like stepping out of defence, providing that extra man. He doesn't mind doing it when he's playing central defence, and certainly when he's playing right back, he's well and truly got the licence. But Heidelberg winning the ball back again here. But yeah, the first shot in anger of the evening, and goes the way of Heidelberg, who've, I have to say, have started slightly the better. There's a bit more experience at this level in their starting 11. But Preston are looking to play themselves into the game. One of those players who has been a star at this level is Oliver Kubalay, who just lost his footing as he tried to play that through ball. It's a first touch here for Yaron Souza, who missed the matchday squad in round 1, but it's been good result since he returned. Very reliable custodian, the former Central Coast Mariners keeper. Out of play here on the grandstand side at the home of the Matildas. We hope you're enjoying this wherever you're tuning in on the NPL Victoria live stream. We certainly have been so far. It's a carnival-like atmosphere out here at the home of the Matildas, and Jamal Ali's going to take the throw in. It's a short one. Lil Yaseski's peeling for a foul throw, you fancy there. Patrolling the technical area like a cat, looking to take another high mark perhaps at some point in this clash, Nick.
Leaping Lou. Ali with a long throw looking for Joash. He goes to ground, and that's going to be another free kick to the Burgers against Aaron Anderson. And we'll see what referee Adam Babcock decides. And it looks like it's going to be a yellow card. Aaron Anderson goes into the referee's notebook. The first booking of the evening to the visitors.
Pretty easy call there for Adam Babcock. He was really well positioned to make the call, and he was quick to pull the card out, and that's an experienced referee that we've got in action tonight. He's assisted by Will Samsa and Ben Lepolo, and Jock Quartermain will be the fourth official tonight. Two in the wall here, it looks like, Nick.
Yeah, it looks like another dangerous position here. We saw last time where they went with, it was Markovic on that last one, going with that left-footed in-swinger. Both him and Yokokawa standing over this one. As you mentioned, two in the wall, Bonscott getting things sorted out. And the tall timber is up from the back in Lethlean and Collins. Markovic took it quickly, but it will be coming back as Adam Babcock
wasn't even watching.
was still sorting out his wall. Perhaps a little bit cheeky there from Dalibor Markovic. No secret about who will be taking this one now with Yokokawa stepping away. Take two for Dalibor. Markovic curls it in towards the back post, and Bonscott comes out and retrieves. And well claimed by the Preston shot stopper. Looks to play quickly towards Brooks. They keep it alive? No, he doesn't. That's out for a throw into Heidelberg.
They need to make the most of those opportunities, Heidelberg United. You see the quality of Leighton Brooks. We've seen that this season. Such a dangerous player. Really effective in front of goal. And you only need to give him one opportunity. And if Heidelberg aren't able to hit the scoreboard, well, they've got the ascendancy. Leighton Brooks is exactly the kind of player that could make them pay. But at the moment, it's the Burgers holding all the aces. Plenty of possession and territorial advantage in this one as Lethlean, he's a big unit, 194 centimetres, plays it back to Yaron Souza.
He'd have to be up there as one of the tallest players in NPL, Ryan Lethlean.
Absolutely. A certain striker that's arrived at South Melbourne, Gustav Muller, at 200 centimetres. He's certainly a big unit. He was at this very ground last Monday night as well, out jumping goalkeepers who are at full stretch with their hands, and he's nodding it into the back of the net. His chance here for Sevetnor. Outside of the foot pass for Bourgeois, and well out Ben Scott. Put his body on the line. Made the intervention he needed to. And it's starting to get a little bit willing out there now as Adar is fouled. Another free kick going the way of the Burgers from this same portion of the field as which they've already had a couple of free kicks, and it's just starting to boil over a little bit out in the middle of the park.
Very spicy affair in the early going. Not happy with that foul there were the teammates of Moe Dara. Clear free kick there against Marcus Schroen, was mowed down in that position. But you are right, Steve, you made the point earlier. Heidelberg do need to make the most of this ascendancy because this little patch that they've put together in the first 10 minutes, if you're John Anastasiadis and the Heidelberg bench, you'd be very, very pleased with what you've been able to see.
Yeah, we saw last week against Altona and Preston, they didn't actually have that many attempts on goal to test out Christian Rossi in the first half last week. Then they ended up taking away a 1-0 lead and hanging on with the 10 men. And there's no reason why they won't back themselves to do that again if they can score one against the run of the play here tonight. Provided that Bonscott is okay, because as you mentioned, Nick, there is no substitute keeper on the bench, and he may have copped one, I think, a stray boot to the face here. It's not something that's looking like it's going to send him off to the first aid room, but he's taking his time here as he's entitled to do so with the trainer. Just making sure that he's in an appropriate state to be able to continue. So the delay here could last a couple of minutes as Adam Babcock's wandering over to check out. Maybe even a touch of blood there perhaps is being attended to. If we zoom right in there with Raman's camera, and what can we see there?
Wonder if it was in that previous play where he had to come off his line to slide along the deck to make that challenge.
Yeah, it was brave goalkeeping, and it might just be that he's just got a little bit of claret coming out of the right nostril. So that's been mopped up now, and it's going to be a chance from the set-piece opportunity. So it's all about the quality of this ball into the box. Standing over it is Besetto as well as Markovic. I think Besetto to take this one, will it be? Besetto's moving away. So it's going to be Markovic again. It's one off the training ground. Yokokawa, Markovic. Oh, they've made a real hush of this one, Heidelberg. Brooks. This is Sebit Noor running out of room. It's a good challenge from Emil Pios. Right in front of Lujaseski, who's got the shorts on tonight, got the pins out, and he's barking out the orders from the technical area.
Just over 11 and a half minutes played, still 0-0. Heidelberg with the best of the opportunities in the early going, as there'll be a free kick awarded there to Preston. A nudge in the back there from Dalibor Markovic on Leighton Brooks. They know each other very well from their time at Melbourne Victory, playing against each other. Sure that they locked up quite a bit on that same wing, had a Gosh's paddock. Here's Romero. Kubalay under pressure there and forced to retreat. Anderson. Good setup here from Heidelberg, not making it easy for Kubalay or Payos to get on the ball. And here is Emil Payos, and he wins the throw in. Playing in a bit more of a different role this season, Emil Payos, playing a lot deeper than what we're used to seeing him. Of course, coming across from South Melbourne, where he was playing most of his minutes off the bench under Esteban Quintas, was playing further forward as more of a number 10.
Yeah, an eye for goal, a couple of goals in NPL Victoria last season. A very fine goal, fine finish out at Green Gully Reserve midway through the year.
Certainly a player to watch tonight. And here is Marcus Schroen. Plenty of experience coming into that Preston lineup with Schroen's inclusion. His first start in the top flight since, I believe, if I stand corrected, the 2023 NPL Victoria Grand Final for South Melbourne. Of course, last year spending that season with Preston in VPL 1 as the free kick's taken quickly there by Kubalay, and Markovic scouts it and puts it out for a throw.
So we've got 3 other matches taking place across Melbourne tonight in the NPL Victoria. The one starting shortly is Dandenong City and Hume City down at Frank Holohan Reserve in Melbourne South East. We'll keep you across the scores of that one, as well as Port Melbourne, Green Gully and the Oakley Cannons and Melbourne Knights. Those fixtures both starting in about half an hour's time. We hope you're enjoying this one from wherever you're tuning in. Bosnowski's long ball is partially blocked, but it's well won by Albano. Sliding in was Kubalay. In fact, it was Pios. Those two forming a good combination, the two diminutive number 6s. Kubalay and Emil Pios still getting to know each other. But they put in a good shift last week, Nick. Big part of the clean sheet against the Altona Magic. Impressed you, no doubt?
Yeah, I was going to mention, I mean, from a glance, they look almost identical on the field as well, basically the same haircut. One's just got the low socks and one's got the high, as Brooks gets in a crossing position, cuts it back, and was waiting in board for Romero, and it's cleared away. Danger signs there for Heidelberg, but as we know, Steve, Leighton Brooks has been the danger man in the early going of this season. Finally getting in behind Dalibor Markovic and showing what he can do.
Yeah, particularly with no Connor Bell in the matchday squad. Up until tonight, where he does appear on the bench, he's often the spark that ignites the Preston Lions fire. Leighton Brooks has been that so far in their campaign, their unbeaten campaign, mind you. And as we say, they will go to top of the league tonight if they're able to take the 3 points, which is an incredible effort for a newly promoted side. Here's Bozanowski. Plenty of time on the ball. Preston working their way into this one. Anderson combining with Schroen in the captain's armband tonight. This is the ball for Boffey, and his first touch wasn't exactly magnetic, but it did bounce off the scone of Jamal Ali, and Preston can advance their players further towards that Heidelberg goal here. Boffey's ball, not on the same page as Romero. Jamal Ali mopping up. Souza, pressure from Romero, putting the press onto Yaron Souza. Left lean, and this is Markovic playing out from right to left. Besetto got a touch, and he wins the throw on the far side, where there's a good crowd of people. Preston fans gathered out on the far side and to the right of screen in the temporary grandstand. I say temporary, it's been there for the best part of I don't know, seven or 8 months now, I think, Nick, but certainly standing room only here on the broadcast side. Not a spare seat in sight under the pavilion here, and what a magnificent view we have. Preston enjoying a decent spell of possession, as we said, working their way into this one. Bozanowski looking for options up the field. Into the direct ball. Sets a task for Romero. He's got the Pistons pumping here against left lean, and Romero's done well to keep the ball in play. Negro is providing support. He's going to supply the cross here. Brooks was the target. It was well away by the left back in Markovic, but Preston are going to create another wave of attack here. This is Boffey operating as the left back again tonight, as we saw last week. Doing a pretty decent job of it as well. A player who might look more familiar in central defence. Probably enjoying the licence to get forward and be involved in the attacks more frequently as well.
Of course, a natural centre-back, as you mentioned, Steve. No Adrian Valenti tonight in the matchday squad. Another one of the key absentees for Preston. They've got a few players on the sidelines, as Schroen and board to Romero, looking to feed it through. Albano putting Ali under some pressure. It's out for a throw-in. Some of those names missing today for Preston. Jonas Markovski, Giorgio Serdenis, Andrea Roxandic not in the squad today, nor is Xander Guy, who of course suffered a long-term injury in pre-season. Dominic Foligno as well, yet to be cited in the squad this season. And of course, no backup goalkeepers. So,
so much attacking talent to come back into the team.
Yep.
It's, Lucas Trunkoski, the goalkeeping option, not involved in the matchday squad as a backup keeper, and it's going to be Heidelberg on the attack here again for his 7-0. Out wide is Basetto. Will he take on Stefan Negro? Basetto, good challenge. Negro winning the ball back. It was propelled forward only as far as left lean, and Collins looking for options ahead of him. Dropping into the defensive line to try and get the ball going was Adara. Here's Jamal Ali. Good pressure, Albano. Gets a round of applause from his coach, and well, you just fancy Preston are really settling into this game now. They're a little bit shaky in the first 10 minutes as we approach the 20-minute mark in this one. Impressed, and I'm sure that Louis Oseski will be impressed with what he's seen in the last 5 to 10 minutes as well.
Negro looking for the run of Troubelet, but a bit too much on that one. Yaron Souza coming out to retrieve. The top goalkeepers in NPL Victoria is Yaron Souza. As mentioned earlier, Steve, of course, going across from actually playing in Malta after leaving the Central Coast Mariners, and of course was part of their A-League Men's Championship success in 2023 as the backup for Danny Vukovic. Strong challenge from Michael Boffey on Sabit Noor. And you can see the Heidelberg players are calling for a card here, so we'll see where Adam Bavkar goes. And it is going to be a yellow card for Michael Boffey. So 2 Preston defenders in the book already. You heard that one from up here. That was a strong challenge from Michael Boffey on Sabit Noor.
Really committed himself to the challenge there, Michael Boffey. Sabit Noor looks not too pleased with the contact that he receives as he has a little chat with Jamal Ali, but those two forming that really good combination early in the match, almost a devastating combination that allowed Jamal Ali to have the first shot in anger of the match to test out Bon Scott.
Just looking at Preston's bench today, Jake Tchaikovsky really the only nominal defender. Brendan Lawton can play as sort of a makeshift fullback, but they're sort of the first 2 names that might be called upon if both Anderson or Boffey find themselves under some sort of trouble, as Adara looking for Joash, and the flag goes up, and Heidelberg's attack peters out.
Yeah, it's a credit to that central defensive duo, Anderson and Bozanowski, that Buljuach probably hasn't really been noticed so far in the early stages of this one. Keeping the striker, who's one of the informed players of the competition, a goal and an assist last week against St Albans for Buljuach. Looking very strong, looking very confident last week, but he's not been able to find his swagger so far tonight against this defensive unit. And probably credit also to Pios and also Kubelet for cutting down the passing lanes to not allow Heidelberg to play it into the feet of Buljuarch. But Heidelberg in possession here again. They're going to try and move around this stubborn defensive block of the Preston Lions. Sebit-Nor getting in behind. The flag stays down for Sebit-Nor, looking for space for the shot. It's Yokokawa! Couldn't keep the shot down. Sebit-Nor made space as the Preston Lions defence retreated. Yokokawa probably needs to do a little bit better there, but nonetheless, impressive play again from the Burgers here.
Yeah, really good to see Sebit-Nor starting to get himself involved in this contest. Steve, of course, a last-minute loan signing or a loan return to Heidelberg after initially leaving Heidelberg for the Central Coast Mariners, but someone who's looking to regain that bit of spark that we saw in the second half of last year. He was such a great player for Heidelberg in that sort of stretch at the end of the year, in the sprint towards the end of the season, which put him on the Mariners' radar.
His goal-scoring form was outstanding in the back end of that season, and it's no wonder that he ended up with an A-League deal at the conclusion of the season. What a goal he scored in the elimination final against Hume City as well. Took everyone by surprise in the venue, shooting from an awfully long way out. But that last attempt by Yokokawa, credit to Emil Pios as well. You're looking back at the replay, he really did come in and close down the Japanese midfielder, not giving him the chance to have that time to shoot. But it's going to be an opportunity here for Romero. And he's got Albano arriving, and well played Ben Collins. He needs to clear his lines, and he does so. Lesiotis now and Bassetto. Well, Ben Collins has been immense so far. Every time that Preston have gone forward, Ben Collins has been the wall that they've not been able to break past. And Moe Dara is charging forward, brought on by the Heidelberg fans in the grandstand here. And he just trods on the ball, so that's going to slow things down a little bit. Sebit-Nor. Ali. Sebit-Nor looking for space to get onto that preferred left foot, and he's done well enough to win the free kick here in a really handy position. Oliver Kubelet pleads his case to Adam Babkar that he didn't really put a foot wrong there, but the quick feed of Sebit-Nor winning the free kick in a really handy position here for Heidelberg United.
A strong challenge there from Kubelet, but no complaints about that decision.
Well, so far the Burgers had a succession of free kicks from this side of the ground. They floated them all to the back post area. Is it time to go for the direct route here, Nick?
Well, it's a little bit more central this time, and you get the sense that maybe that's coming into the thinking of Sebit-Nor's left foot, who won that free kick, and him and Asahi Yokokawa standing over this one. So the Burgers have done most of the attacking to start this game. Can they make the most of this set piece? Nor steps up, fires on goal, and it bounces straight to the breadbasket there of Bon Scott. Not what Sebit-Nor was hoping with that free kick, but the danger averted just for now for Preston as Bozanovsky plays out from the back. Pios. That's a lovely diagonal pass, looking for John Albano, and it finds the West Australian, who skips around Jamal Ali, and Ali does well, and it's out for a corner. Plead his case there for a goal kick, but now an opportunity down the other end here for Preston, going a bit more direct there through Emil Pios, and John Albano looking to build off his really impressive showing last week, winning that free kick which led to the Leighton Brooks goal. And we've seen for so many years, Steve, when he was at Melbourne Knights, with the damage that he can cause, and he's a known commodity at this level.
That's right. Well, the set-piece signal here from Oliver Kubelet. He's popped the ball on top of his head, so I haven't seen that one particularly before, but what could this mean? Chance here for Preston. Into the back post area. Heidelberg just about scramble it away. They're going to win the goal kick here, so decent ball in. In fact, it was Emil Pios. Again, those two look so alike, even wearing the same coloured boots. Emil Pios and Oliver Kubelet, but yeah, not a bad ball in, but Heidelberg had all the answers at the back post there to the aerial threat. Really good move from Albano to skin Jamal Ali, but that famous recovery pace that Jamal Ali has, even too quick for the pacey West Aussie. And John Albano, who gets a touch here. That's all Heidelberg again through Adara. Down the line is Buljuarch. And he can run at Anderson here, who's one of those defenders who is already on a yellow card. The ball into the box. It's Adara! What a save by Bon Scott. Well, the second time tonight, Bon Scott comes up big, putting his body on the line. That would take the wind out of the sails of most mere mortals, but Bon Scott made himself big and did what he had to do and kept the score at 0-0.
Courageous goalkeeping there from the Preston shot stopper. Did so well to make himself big. We're just waiting for the net to ripple there from Moe Dara, but it was great work from Bourgeois to set up that play. Harry Anderson had to be careful there because he slid in a little bit late. I was worried for his sake in that moment that, of course, he is on that yellow card. So Preston for now, under some pressure. Heidelberg, in the last few minutes of really the opening 25, have had probably the best of the opportunities really to test Yaron Souza for the visitors, but still it remains 0-0. Negro. Back to Matthew Bozanovsky. Just looking to be patient here, not rush things too much. As Pios plays it out wide to Brooks. Romero. Just waiting for the right moment here, the Preston midfield to try and open up this Heidelberg team. Not rushing things, just going from side to side as Boffy gets forward. It's turned over. Collins. And here is the cool, calm head of Anthony Lesiotis. Yokokawa. Raking ball towards Max Basetto. The foot race is on and Basetto does well to chase it down. It's past Stefan Negro, looking to go back around him again, and that's brilliant work there from Max Basetto. He's still going across the face, and it's cleared away by Boffy. Max Basetto, he went one way, went back the other, sold him some candy, and almost setting up the opener there for the Burgers.
Well, Max Basetto, that duel between he and Stefan Negro is an interesting one. The ball hasn't been out that side of the park nearly as much as it's been on this near side. But, well, on that occasion there, we saw Basetto, looked like he wanted to beat Negro twice, and Negro was limping away from that duel almost. Looks like he's moving. He's still got a bit of a hobble to him, Stefan Negro, so maybe the pride took a hit, but also so did maybe the ankle or the knee joint as well. Is there going to be a corner here for Heidelberg United? Looks like Yokokawa over there to take this one, and all the tall timber is located deep down beyond the back post here. So an interesting set move here from John Anastasiadis' boys. It's a very vacant 6-yard box. So we wait for the whistle from Adam Bavkar. There's a bit of argy-bargy taking place in that player where the tall timber is currently congregating in front of the travelling Preston fans who've made the short trip up to Bandura from Reservoir tonight. It's going to be Yokokawa. He takes it short. Markovic is in a bit of space and he clips it in. It's away by Negro, only as far as Lesiotis, who doesn't mind a strike from distance. This is Yokokawa and picked up by Pios. Out wide is Adara. He's looking for the run of Bourgeois, but again, the Preston defensive block does its job, and there's a bit of space here on the counter-attack for Gian Albano. Good work by Sebet Noor to get back and do the defensive duty. Could be excused for Lair rising around with a front three, but Sebet Noor very disciplined in his defensive duties. There's a chance for Leighton Brooks. The flag stays down. Appeals for an offside by the Heidelberg defenders. Brooks looking to take on Markovic. Go for the jugular, but he's forced to go back. Good bit of work from Lesiotis to provide the second defender there to really help out Dalibor Markovic, who might have been in a spot of bother otherwise.
Preston just looking to settle a little bit here. Here's Pios just diverting the ball away from Yokokawa, and Preston are forced to go all the way back to Bon Scott. Disciplined defensive setup here from Heidelberg. It looks like at times it's almost a bit of a 4-4-2 sort of setup. You see Yokokawa sort of pushing up as a second number 9 at times to play alongside Bourgeois, and putting the pressure on the Preston centre-backs as Negro looking to play it through, and Leighton Brooks goes to ground inside the penalty area. Or did it happen just on the edge of the box? Hold on a minute.
I think Adam Babcar's pointed to the spot here, Nick. That looked like it might have been just inside. Let's catch the replay. Initially appeared to point for a free kick.
I think the assistant referee has had a word there with the ref and corrected him and said that the foul did happen just inside the box. So Preston now will have a spot kick. So just like that, direct ball through the lines, and Dalibor Markovic was beaten there for speed. The Lions have the chance to open the scoring here. It's a lovely ball through. It was Leighton Brooks who went to ground. I think, Steve, what do you think? Do you think that's maybe just inside the area?
Well, the contact definitely started outside. See, the fall happened inside, obviously. Tough call for Adam Babcar. Even he initially he wanted to give the free kick, but the decision is that it's going to be a spot kick here. And for all the good work in attack by Heidelberg United, they could find themselves going behind here. And who's going to be the taker stepping up here is going to be Romero. A little bit of antics taking place as well with Yaron Souza. Is going for a little bit of a wander. Ben Collins trying to delay things as well. Marcus Rohn looking to protect the American. Jason Romero. Lining up the shot, looking for his second goal in Preston colours against Yaron Souza. Waiting on the whistle of Adam Babcar. For the lead here, it's Romero. It's saved by Souza. Well, he read the American like a book there. Moved to his left and beated it away with two hands. What a good bit of keeping from Yaron Souza. And we're still all square here, Nick.
What an incredible save from Yaron Souza. We're talking about how he is one of the best goalkeepers in this league, Steve, and that proves why. Phenomenal stop to deny Jason Romero. It seemed like potentially did he ice the kicker a little bit, getting Romero's head.
It was a short approach, only a couple of steps.
As you can see, it was a great stop from Yaron Souza to keep the scores level. And now, Preston pick themselves back up from this, because for Heidelberg, it's certainly a moment of reprieve after Yaron Souza stepped up and made that stop. But can they build off that? The crowd really started to get involved after that. We haven't heard too much from the Heidelberg fans in this game, but they're starting to make some noise after they were able to divert that spot kick and able to keep the scoreline level as Brooks looking to feed it through. Lesiotis chops it out, and well played there from Anthony Lesiotis, who bumps Brooks off the ball. Feeding it back to Collins. Souza. Lesiotis under pressure there from Kubalay. Collins also harassed. Nord does well. And Jamal Ali does brilliantly to step past Pios and Kubalay. And he's still going, Jamal Ali. Burning past Bozanovsky. Here he goes, the Heidelberg number 4. Feeds it out wide. Bassano bearing down on goal. Plays it out wide. Markovic, Ali, they're lining up. And they just couldn't turn it on target. And it's out for a goal kick. It was brilliant work from Jamal Ali. But the final touch was just lacking.
Well, they were lining up, as you said, Nick. Absolutely no doubt about it. But what about that run from Jamal Ali? It's not the first time we've seen him embark on an adventure like that. Absolutely sensational to watch. The crowd here, albeit 0-0, they are being thoroughly entertained by the football that's been on show. Saved by Yaron Souza only a short time ago.
I was going to say, Steve, usually when people think about entertaining contests, they first look for the scoreline, and if they see a 0-0, they think, surely there wasn't too much to it. But this has been as entertaining of a 0-0 in the first 35 minutes that we could possibly have.
There's nothing dour, there's nothing drab about this. Fantastic atmosphere and excellent quality of football. Both teams having a real crack at each other as well. Knocking the ball around, trying to play it through each other's defensive blocks. Two great coaches in Louis Yaseski and Johnny Anastasiadis, and you wouldn't expect anything less from teams managed by those two gentlemen. A late whistle there from Adam Babcar, and Anastasiadis has won the free kick, and he's been instrumental in their defensive actions, but also their attack so far. And last couple of years, we probably haven't seen enough of Anthony Lesiotis. Just the 16 games last season, and he's had a good run of being in the matchday squad week in, week out so far this season. And he hobbled off at half-time last week, but we were relieved to see him back in the team this week, because he's a kind of player that he might not be one that grabs the headlines every week, apart from that goal in round one, but he does get the job done. As you see, he's that extra man getting back to help his fullbacks and defenders, but also bringing the ball forward. And here he is here, distributing a raking switch of play to Jamal Ali, bringing it under control. Everyone back behind the ball here for Preston. Lesiotis again, switching it out to the left-hand side this time, where he finds Yokokawa. It's a good ball. Yokokawa into the box, well away by Anderson. This is Basetto. Lesiotis, can he get some space for the shot here, perhaps? Aidara. Good defensive pressure from Preston. Anywhere will do, but they can't quite clear their line. Sebit Noor forced out onto his non-preferred right foot. He'll look to come back inside, perhaps, or play it across the face of the goal. Basetto just needed the touch to score his third of the season. What a good bit of play by Sebit Noor. He led that Preston defence a merry dance. And the pass in the end, well, maybe it was a little bit too hot in the end. He flashed it across the 6-yard box.
They were lining up in the middle like London buses there, Steve, and it was just begging for someone to put it on target or bury it, and Basetto just a couple of inches away. And they're getting a lot of joy in those wide areas at the moment. Heidelberg. Preston, not so much defensively, but now they get a chance here to break forward here through Romero, looking to feed it back towards Marcus Schroen, and it's going to be a free kick there for the Lions. We've had probably a lot more joy in this game when they've been able to be a little bit more direct, looking to play and get it out to those wide areas and isolate the fullbacks. It's how they were able to get that penalty. But they've had to be at their best defensively, and they've been on high alert a little bit against this fleet-footed Burgers attack as Kubalay wins the header. See, John Anastasiadis will be very pleased with what he's seeing, and he's a assistant coach, Savas Patikis. Meanwhile, that Preston bench is pretty stoic at the moment. Olitsevsky, along with his assistants, Christian Kristevsky and Sasha Ognanovsky. Not too much movement there for the time being, as Anderson loses possession. Aidara. Noor does well to skip around his chaos, and Kubalay mops up and puts the ball out of bounds back off Sebit Noor and actually wins the goal kick.
It's a leap from Oliver Kubalay, providing the intervention and also winning the goal kick. It's what a good occasion this has been so far. This first half has flown by. We're already moving into the shadows of the half-time break as the sun sets and the floodlights take effect here. Perfect evening, not only for football, hardly a breath of wind, but also for spectator comfort as well. It's just dropped down to 23 degrees today. It's been around 27 in Melbourne. As Bonscott's coming out of his box here, and he's using all of his area. Just within the parameters of the chalk there, and he's breathes a sigh of relief as he distributes it out. Here's Pios. Negro looking to get involved in an attacking threat here from Preston. Pios again sliding in. Again, it was Lesiotis. Boffy receiving from Anderson. Tries to play it over the top, but it's easily read, telegraphed, and straight to Jamal Ali, who, again, just not quite able to link up with Buljuarch, who's probably been the one player that Johnny A will be hoping can get into the game a bit more in the second half.
So just over 5 minutes remaining in the 45 here. Still stoppages as well, stoppage time to be added on as well. Plenty of time for either side to find the opening goal as Aidara wins the free kick, and Jamal Ali, he wants Adam Bavkar to reach into his pocket and give Marcus Schroen a booking. He was not happy about that at all. Probably remonstrating that Schroen didn't get a card for that earlier challenge.
We're going to have the whole Preston defence on a yellow card by half-time here at this rate, Nick. We've already seen yellow cards for Anderson.
Free kicks taken quickly, and here's Aidara receiving from Lesiotis back across the face of goal. Couldn't find the Burgers jersey, and that touch there from Sebit Noor has almost worked out for Brooks, and Sebit Noor does brilliantly.
What a nutmeg.
To win the ball back. So making up for that mistake, and does well to keep possession as Jason Romero now takes the slipper.
Romero's going to be filthy. He's missed a pen. He's been nutmegged and now he's just slipped over. Maybe a big second half coming up for him. He celebrated his 30th birthday during the week too. You think he deserves a bit of fortune to go his way, but there's plenty of time to go in this one.
Strong challenge from Boffey, but Adara was stronger, and here's Ben Collins on the left, and a spill by Scott, and he did well to knock it away at the last moment, but the flag is up anyway. It wouldn't have counted if Heidelberg bundled home the rebound. But Bon Scott's been under some pressure in the early going.
Well, he'll be filthy in himself that he fumbled the initial take, but the reflexes for that follow-up to knock the ball away, and not only knock it away, but to really clear out of that danger zone where there was yellow shirts lurking everywhere. Fortunately, the flag had gone up from the assistant referee on this near side in any case. Preston looking to mount an attack. They've been under the pump in the last 5 minutes or so. Looking around the grounds, and there's still no score down at Frank Holohan. Dandenong City 0, Hume City 0 after almost half an hour. And 0 all still here as well. Mo Adara with the best chance for the Burgers. A tremendous save with the chest of Bon Scott, preventing the Burgers midfielder from opening the scoring. And then it was Romero from the spot, saved by Souza. Just not close enough to the post, really, in a good saving height as well. And it was a solid attempt on goal, though, the penalty kick, and it was beaten away well by Yaron Souza. You heard the thud through the sound effects here as the score remained 0-0, and that might be the score at half-time unless we can see Preston mount an attack here perhaps and go in with what would be a slightly unlikely lead at the break. It's Boffey to take the throw right in front of the Heidelberg technical area. Anderson now. And it is getting a little slippery out there. We're saying this venue, it can be, particularly in winter time, the heavy dew can really set in out here at Bundoora. You wouldn't think it would be getting too much of a wet track tonight, but, you know, stranger things have happened, and we've seen a lot of players slipping over as this match has progressed towards half-time. Players looking to keep their feet here as Jamal Ali plays the ball through for Sevet Noor. He's got Bourgeois in the middle! And what a save on the line to deny Heidelberg taking the lead by Bozanowski. Using all of his available height to knock that one over for a corner kick. And, well, Heidelberg couldn't have come any closer there.
Wow. Wow. What an incredible intervention there on the goal line. Both teams have had such great opportunities to open the scoring, and somehow we're still 0-0 heading into these final minutes of the first half. But the invention to knock it off the goal line there, Steve, because it could have gone horribly wrong had he not diverted that one up and over. But now a chance from the corner here for Heidelberg. Danger not completely cleared for Preston as Dalibor Markovic stands over this corner. Ball floated in towards the back post. Scott took a bit of a fumble, but a free kick has been awarded there to Preston. Not entirely sure if it was for that tangle inside the box or maybe something else the referee Adam Bavkar had his eyes on. But nonetheless, Preston do enough to repel as we close in on half-time here. As you have Adam Bavkar, of course, Jock Quartermain's board as 2 minutes of added time has been signalled as Yaron Souza with a bit of a nervous moment there. Leighton Brooks bearing down on him. So can Preston perhaps create one more chance before the break? Romero. There is Brooks. Back to Romero, just nestled in that cul-de-sac there on that right-hand side. So Preston will have to recycle and go the long way. Bozanovski under immediate pressure there from Yokokawa, and Scott's going to have to come off his line there, and Bourgeois got a foot to it. And Preston do win the throw, and again a nervous moment for this Lions defence.
Oh, it's just all got a bit chaotic again there, just when you think you want things to settle down and just play out time until the break and the team talk happening and make some plans for the second half. Absolute chaos unfolds there. It looked like Bon Scott was favoured to make it, but, well, such is the pace of Sevet Noor is very dangerous, that's for sure.
So closing in on the final few moments here. Have to wonder what the team talks will be from both William John Anastasiadis, as Aaron Henderson putting himself under a bit of needless pressure, and as does Ben Collins. A bit of slapstick at both ends, and it might work out here for Gian Albano, who wins the throw. So gained valuable yardage there, do the Lions. Here's Romero, gets to the byline, looking to make something happen, and gets met there by Yaron Souza, who did well to collect at his near post. And he could take some seconds off the clock and just take the sting out of things a little bit as we close in on the halftime break.
That should just about do us for the break as Adam Bavkar checks his watch, and it's an absolute rainmaker from Yaron Souza. Chaos tended to bring it down, but Yokokawa got there first. Passetto thought about making one last charge before the break. But that might be time, and it will be half-time here at the home of the Matildas. It is 0-0 between these two great Victorian football clubs. 16 years since their last league meeting. And as we said beforehand, they are locked on 23 wins apiece in their 64 meetings. And they're deadlocked here again. 0-0. Mentioned Mo Aidara with the best chance for Heidelberg United. A really good save by Bon Scott, who was terrific in that first half. He was tested, but he stood up to the challenge. And, of course, that chance for Jason Romero, good save by Souza. Romero's probably kicking himself. He couldn't put it a little bit closer to the corner.
Absolutely. I mean, that was the best chance of the game so far. That penalty there for Jason Romero. It's a brilliant save from Yaron Souza, but you mentioned Heidelberg have had some great opportunities back the other way, Steve. A goal line clearance for Matthew Bozanovsky. A few chances which have just been begging for a touch inside the box there from a Heidelberg player. But we're set up for a massive second 45 here, Steve. It's so delicately poised. Both teams have really got a good chance of taking home the 3 points in this one, so you're not going to want to go anywhere here on the NPL Victoria YouTube page. Thank you so much for tuning in for the match of the round here in round 4. The score here is Heidelberg 0, Preston Lions 0.
players back out on the field for the second 45 of this clash. NPL Victoria. It's round 4 of the competition. It's the match of the round. Heidelberg United hosting the Preston Lions here at the home of the Matildas. And there's nothing to separate them at the moment on the scoreboard, at least. It's 0-all, all to play for in the second 45. Fantastic atmosphere, fantastic occasion, and an absolutely fantastic crowd here. Enjoying this particular match. Has provided plenty of entertainment in the first 45, that is for sure. And we look forward to your company for the second 45, where these two sides see if they can duke it out for the 3 points. Preston go top of the table tonight if they can do so, whereas Heidelberg would go equal top just behind Avondale on goal difference most likely. So where will this one lead us to? Well, the next 45 minutes will tell. And it's Steve Curtin here with you, and a very big welcome back to the commentary position for the second 45, Nick Debano.
Thanks for the introduction, Steve. We're set for a big 45, as you mentioned. No changes from either teams at the halftime break, it looks like. But certainly, you know, what we saw in that first half, plenty of entertainment, plenty of chances. I mean, Preston denied by Yaron Souza. It was a good penalty from Jason Romero. It was actually an even better save from Yaron Souza. But Heidelberg had so many chances, a bucket load of chances, but just were unable to get that all-important touch, which would have led to the opener. But it's set up beautifully here for the second 45. As you mentioned, Steve, Preston able to come away with 3 points. They go top for the time being, at least. I mean, Avondale do play Melbourne Victory tomorrow. Looking to keep that undefeated start alive. As we get things underway, Preston in their red home kits going from left to right, and Heidelberg in their traditional yellow and black going from right to left, as Ryan Lefleen plays out from the back here to Markovic. Both teams plenty of quality on the bench, and expect that both Louis Adsevsky and John Anastasiadis will be looking to freshen things up as this half goes on. And Adam Bavkar just getting in the way there of Asahi Yokokawa as that ball was played through. And in the end, it almost actually worked out for Heidelberg, but Adam Bavkar just calling it back for the moment. It will be a drop ball. So the benches for both teams, Heidelberg, Ryan Govan, the backup goalkeeper, Fletcher Fulton, Johnny Apostolopoulos, former Preston man, Chock Dow, Jay McGowan, and Peter Clarkson. Well, for Preston today, as you mentioned, no backup goalkeeper. So Luke Jego, Connor Bell, who's in the squad for the first time this year, Jay Tchaikovsky, Noah Spaseski, Sammy Dibb, and Brandon Lawton. As Savitnor now in possession. Lovely flick through to Aidara. Here's Yokokawa. Lets it run past him. He's in a shooting position here. The Japanese attacker goes for the curler. And just wasn't able to wrap his foot enough around it. And it's out for a goal kick, but a fast start here from the Burgers.
Yeah, it opened up for Yokokawa there, and he gave it everything. Perhaps gave a little bit too much. We have got a goal around the grounds as well down at Frank Holohan. Dandenong City have opened the scoring against Hume City, and they lead that match on their home ground by 1-0.
Still looking for their first win of the season, Steve. 3 draws from 3, but looking to finally get that first 3 points.
Their luck might change tonight. They've been involved in, obviously some close encounters and haven't quite managed to score a maximum yet. Whereas Preston undefeated, but they've had 2 wins on their way to doing so. Markovic with the intercepting header to cut out the long diagonal towards Leighton Brooks, the live wire attacker in this Preston front 3. Here's Bull Juarch running at Bozanowski. Juarch goes the long way around, and Bozanowski recovering well to slide in and knock the ball out of play for a corner. Stefan Migro might have just taken out a couple of people in the front row there.
Yeah, luckily the hands are up in time to bat that one away, but as you mentioned there, Steve, the long limbs of Bozanovski, for what he lacks in pace, he has in height. He did well there to get a foot in. Had to time it perfectly as well, because anything less, anything worse, and that's a clear as day penalty there for Heidelberg, but beautiful challenge there from Matthew Bozanovski. Such a class player.
Not the first time he's had to use the full extent of his 195-centimetre frame tonight, clearing that one off the goal line with his head at the other end. But it's going to be Yokokawa to deliver the in-swinger here, and the familiar set piece here with Heidelberg with all the players at the back post. They make the run forward. And it's away by that Preston defence at the front post. So it didn't beat the first man, so a disappointing one from a Heidelberg perspective. And Leighton Brooks might be able to counter here. They're running out of room, and they might clean up the Preston Lions bench. Well, The space just evaporated very quickly there as the players descended on the technical area at a rate of knots. Here's Kubalay. Marcus Sharon stepping out of the defensive line was Ben Collins. Good effect too to dispossess the experienced attacking midfielder. Negro. This is Brooks. Gets the early ball into the box. It was a good idea, but Lethlean was equal to it and able to affect the clearance. Wozinowski not with his most fluent football motion there, and he's played that one all the way through to Souza.
Heidelberg looking to slowly build their way up from the back. Patient build-up that we have seen throughout the game from the Burgers. They like to pick their way through teams. Very enjoyable on the eye when they're up and about, as Souza looking for the run there of Norjois. A bit more direct there from Heidelberg, as cleared away there by Bozanovsky. Schroen with the header. Collins under pressure there from Romero. Just let it run for a moment, but Ben Collins cool, calm and collected as always. Adara has been everywhere so far today. He's had a great battle along with Payos and Kubalay, as Ali does well to win the ball up. Back off Emil Payos. Collins, well played there from Kubalay to intercept. Knocks it forward towards Brooks. The run comes from both Albano and Romero. And Adam Bavkar plays the advantage as Max Basetto receives on the left-hand side. In some space here. Isolated with Negro. Step overs. Still going here, Max Basetto. Rides one challenge, but couldn't beat Ollie Kubalay. All the class there of Kubalay on show. And he's looking to kickstart this attack here now for Preston. Basetto puts a challenge in trying to make up for that one. Both former teammates, of course, at Oakley. Albano. A really nice turnout here at the home of the Matildas. I saw Preston report their crowd from last week against Altona. 5,400 people through the gates at BT Connor Reserve. Another really healthy crowd here as Leighton Brooks does well to skip past his man. Floats it in looking for Romero, but left lean did well. Chaos wins it back. Here's Stefan Negro. Back out wide to Brooks. Cuts around Lesiotis. Whips it in. Was looking for Romero or Schroen. Nodded away there by Lethlean. Albano. Well played by Bozanovsky, but Adara just sends it away. A good little passage here from Preston, but Negro's under pressure here from Bourgeois and did well. Feeds it up the line. Here's Brooks again. Causing some problems here, but his cross, it's a poor one. And straight into the waiting arms there of Yaron Souza.
Well, for the first time in a little while, we've seen Preston pinning Heidelberg back into their own half, having some really good moments. And a lot of it, you have to say, is credit to this man on the ball now, Oliver Kubalay. That previous challenge where he was able to just keep an eye on the ball, watch the ball, not the man. It was a perfect example of quality defending, very high standard at this top level of Victorian football for all young kids to go back and watch. He wasn't fooled by any of the wild step overs from Max Basetto, of which there were many.
Very tricky customer is Max Basetto. Steve, we saw how much damage he was starting to cause in the latter part of that first half.
Absolutely. And here's a chance for Marcus Sharon, edge of the area. Needs a quality cross. Romero was there, away by Lesiotis and fired away. Oh, what an attempt. If it was Kubalay, it was beaten away by Souza. Preston still wave after wave of attack here. And the cross, it's the second cross in a row that Brooks is not quite nailed. A little overhit there after the cross before the previous two was right on the money. But Leighton Brooks, the more he gets involved in the game, the more space he gets, the more problems he causes for Dalibor Markovic, who's already given away a penalty, which will dent his confidence a little bit as well. The more Preston look likely to surprise Heidelberg here and maybe get the win that sees them go top of the tree.
Wally Kubalay doesn't score too many goals, Steve. He's only scored 6 in his NPL Victoria career, but he has scored big goals in the past, and that was such a sweet hit. But what a save from Yaron Souza to keep the Lions at bay. Just superb.
Superb technique. by both players involved.
Yeah, well, the thing was about that, Steve, was it's almost like he anticipated it a second late, and he realised it's starting to swerve away from me. I've got to get moving, and it was a brilliant stop there from Souza as Kubalay feeds it through towards Brooks. The foot race is on here against Markovic, feeds it across the face, but again, it's collected by Souza. But this is a better passage here from Preston, Steve.
What can Heidelberg do here? It's would-be end-to-end football if Heidelberg can get out of their own half here. Yokokawa in a little bit of space. He's got Basetto to his left and Sebetnor making the run in the channel ahead of him. Basetto looking to throw the step-overs at Stefan Negro here, perhaps. Lesiotis, a little 1-2. Lovely football by the Burgers. And well played again. Bon Scott coming out to claim. And he's been excellent tonight. As have both keepers, really. This is Emil Pios. Preston enjoying plenty of possession here. For the long diagonal towards Leighton Brooks, who won the header against Markovic. And Leighton Brooks is going to surge into the penalty area here. Schroen arriving, and so was Romero. And the shot was off target. What a chance for Preston.
Again, Leighton Brooks starting to really have an impact in this game, Steve. And that was brilliant work down the right-hand side. It sat up perfectly there for Romero. Had to stretch a little bit in the end and just was a touch off balance. But that was great work from him to actually set up that play there from the American.
Yeah, involved in the move twice, almost applying the finish, but just sliced it quite just a fraction wide of the post. The Preston fans behind that goal, the Lions are attacking right of screen. They're in full voice. This is a tremendous atmosphere and a tremendous footballing occasion. Their first meeting of these two sides in league football for 16 years. And it hasn't disappointed, that's for sure. Their first meeting took place 60 years ago at Cochrane Reserve in Preston, the old Preston Lions home ground. Preston took the spoils on that day, 1-0. Could they be about to do the same here? Leighton Brooks. Negro providing the overlap from fullback. He floats it into the back post area. There's too much on it. Albano's going to give chase, and he's lost his footing on the far side.
This has been a really good patch from Preston. They've come out of the blocks in this second half. Almost like a brand new team. Started the game really slowly and we're up against it a little bit, even though they did have that penalty in the first half. It was Heidelberg doing most of the attacking, but right now they've got themselves in control as Kubalay loses possession. Is this a chance now for Heidelberg to tip the scales back their way? Here's Sebetnor, has Aidara in support. Opts for the veteran. Schwartz in the middle and Nor offering short. Goes for Nor. That's a long-range attempt, and again it's blocked there by Pios. Lesiotis, that's a lovely first-time pass out towards Aidara. Is in a crossing position. Is he well to chase it down? Nor. Lesiotis. We've seen him score from this sort of distance, but he decides to play it short again. Here's Sebetnor. Going to get onto his favoured left, but Michael Boffey did well, stood his ground, and Jamal Ali wins it back. Here's Lesiotis. Back out wide. Aidara floats it in towards Ali! And the Burgers take the lead at the home of the Matildas. Up from fullback, into the area, and poking home. It was a superb ball into the area from Mo Aidara. And Jamal Ali just ghosted in and knocks home the goal, which gives Heidelberg the lead against the run of play in this second half.
Wow, what a finish from your right back there, sticking out his non-preferred left foot, steering it home at the near post. Again, Lesiotis, Aidara involved in the build-up. What a fine finish from Jamal Ali, who is the goal scorer. The right back opens the scoring. We've waited a long time for this goal, almost an hour. But Heidelberg get the decisive blow in this one at their home away from home, the home of the Matildas. And their streak of results over Preston is looking likely to continue if they can keep this going. Wild momentum shifts. Preston having all of the ascendancy for a good few minutes leading up to the goal. And momentum swinging back the other way. But what a finish from the right back, Jamal Ali. One for the scrapbook from the defender. We're going to see our first change of the evening. And it's going to be a milestone here for Luke Jego. 100 games in NPL Victoria for the man who also celebrated his 31st birthday during the week. Called straight into the action, so Preston not wasting any time at all.
Interesting decision to take off Oli Kubalay. I thought he was very bright in to start this second half. Maybe there might be some management, maybe there might be an issue that we're not aware of, but nonetheless, a more attacking change at least if they're looking to go for the game, bringing on someone like Luke Jego, as you mentioned.
It looks like Sharon's going to drop into the deeper midfield role and Jego into attack, but they've got to do some defensive work here because Sevet Noor is lining up the shot. It's beaten away by Bon Scott. Jamal Ali has stayed forward again. He's become an auxiliary striker, has the right back.
He's confident. He's got plenty of confidence at the moment, Jamal Ali. Doesn't score too many goals, Steve.
He's looking sharp. He had that mazy run in the first half where he was almost burning the grass as he was tearing up the middle of the home of the Matildas. Jamal Ali with the goal. He's gone back to provide the role of the old rest defence up on the...
There's that set-piece routine again, Steve.
So it's going to be the left footer, Dalibor Markovic, to swing this one into the hot spot. Bon Scott, well, he was high as a kite there, trying to tip that one away. Still some defensive work to do here. Adara blocked by Sharon. Yokokawa, it's blocked by this time by Pios. All hands to the pump here for Preston, and the flag's eventually up for offside. Before the shot comes flying in from Sevet Noor to sting the palms of Bon Scott when the ball wasn't actually live.
We had the best vantage point of that one, Steve, and I know it was offside, but if that was able to come off, that was so just set up perfectly there for Sevet Noor. It's a striker's dream when it sits up like that, but nonetheless, Heidelberg with all the running at the moment, leading by a 1-0, thanks to Jamal Ali. That goal, only his 6th in NPL Victoria, his first of the season. Heidelberg controlling things after being up against it in those first few minutes. It's been such an impressive response, scoring against the run of play and just starting to tip the scales in their favour. And Ali's bombing forward again, putting Negro under pressure. Well played by Ali, and Negro did very well. And it's out of bounds.
Jamal Ali's playing about 3 positions at once here. He's down the left, he's down the right. Now he's heading back over to right back. He's turning into your Swiss Army knife type of footballer.
Oh, he was... As you mentioned, Steve, he was sort of just slotting in at left back until Dalibor Markovic got back into position, and then he decided, I'm going to go play left wing as well. Why not? Jego intercepts that throw in there from the aforementioned Markovic. Yokokawa looking for Joach, and it rolled past him, and Bon Scott retrieves. Preston just slowing things down. What sort of response do they have? They started this second half so brightly. As here is Negro, feeding it through towards Leighton Brooks. The run comes from Jego and Romero in the middle. Brooks, isolated with Markovic, gets back towards the byline. Well played there by Dalibor Markovic. And here is Negro. Brooks. Well played there by, I think it was Moe Dara getting back and just to nullify that attack. And it looks like Dalibor Markovic just pulling up a little bit lame there. Steve, you do wonder if maybe the first substitution of the game might be in the works here for Heidelberg.
It might be time. Johnny A chatting to his assistant coaches, pondering. If ever there was a ponderous look I've seen in a football ground, Johnny A is the epitome of that right now. Hands in the pockets. Markovic, it might just be a bout of cramp, and he's looking to maybe take some Time off the clock here. He's been under siege from Leighton Brooks, but the trainer is out and he's indicated that a sub is going to need to take place. So must be a bit of a strain for Dalibor Markovic. His night will be done. So getting ready to come on.
Well, it's another defensive blow, Steve, for Heidelberg. Of course, Aiden Federhagic out with a knee injury at the moment, and now Dalibor Markovic. So just getting confirmation of who the substitution's going to be.
You can see Jay McGowan and Chock Dow both warming up and running down to the bench. The instructions are coming from the assistant.
Play continues here, and Dalibor Markovic is going to continue for the time being, so he'll soldier on for a few moments longer. Negro. Brooks makes the run, but well defended. 3 jerseys there, and Negro split them all. Here's Brooks, again in a crossing position, floats it in, and was waiting for Romero. Played there to win it back. Payos. Brooks, who's just been everywhere in this second half, whips it in again, and it comes out towards Schroen. And Jamal Ali's there, and he hacks it behind for a corner. It seems like that if it's going to happen for Preston, it's going to happen down that right-hand side at the moment. Leighton Brooks has been so bright, getting into a lot of crossing positions, but just lacking that final ball. We'll see what they can do here as the tall timber lumbers up from the back. Bozanovsky and Anderson. Mil Payos goes over to take this set piece. Plays it short to Albano. Payos, and the flag is up, and it's offside against the Mil Payos. They thought they were going to get another corner. But the initial taker is offside as we get our first substitution of the game here for Heidelberg.
It's going to be Chock Dow coming on, the former Preston Lion, getting his chance to represent against his old side, where he played 24 games and scored 6 goals last season. So a player that Preston perhaps might not have wanted to part ways with, but finds himself in the yellow or black of Heidelberg United. He comes on to replace Dalibor Markovic, and will this be a little bit of a reshuffle as well? Looks like Jamal Ali is going to shuffle across to left back.
Is that Asahi Yokokawa there?
Yeah, it does look like Yokokawa was going to slot in on the right-hand side of the defence. So there you go. You don't see that too often, going from playing as a number 10 to playing as a right back. Not sure if that's a promotion or a demotion, but I'm sure Yokokawa will be able to do the team thing and get the job done, as Negro's just about kept this ball in play. He has, away by Bozanovsky. At full stretch was Lesiotis. No nonsense from Collins. Cleans the area. Not the most effective in ball retention, but does a job of sorts. It's out of play near the players' race, and Stefan Negro is looking to pick up the ball off those Heidelberg substitutes who were not in a huge rush to return it to him. A couple of goals around the grounds will keep you across those. Oakley Cannon's taking the lead against the Melbourne Knights. It's going to be Negro's throw. Seto was at full stretch, a diving header on the end of the throw-in. Brooks knocks it out of play. You can see the intensity this match has been played out at, and in warm conditions as well, in low 20s tonight. It's certainly no surprise that players out there are taking their time, and some of them are pulling up a bit lame, as now, after Dalibor Markovic has gone down, Moe Dar is the latest to be reaching for the toes. Stefan Negro suggesting that he just drag himself a metre or two over the other side of the touchline and just gets a little bit nasty out there.
Just having a look, I don't think those Preston players are too happy that Moe Dara went and took a seat. And you do wonder if maybe a substitution would be in the offing for Heidelberg, and perhaps there is one coming up for Preston. It is Sammy Dibb that's having a conversation at the moment with the Preston coaching staff, who is in line potentially to make his Preston debut if the talks are anything to go by. But at the moment, Moe Dara just receiving some treatment. They do have Still Peter Klaassen, Jay McGowan, Johnny Apostolopoulos and Fletcher Fulton on the bench. No Owen Stokes tonight, Steve. A big out for Heidelberg.
Yeah, he'd be handy as well in this situation to come on and do a job in the centre of the park. He was fantastic for Port Melbourne last season, and he would feel that so far this year he might have been a little bit unlucky to not make the starting 11 for Heidelberg United, but there's plenty of quality in that central midfield area with Yokokawa, Aidara and Lesiotis. You can see why that he's been demoted to the bench so far, but not able to make the matchday squad tonight. So other options on the bench still remaining include the former Moreland City attacker Fletcher Fulton, Johnny Apostolopoulos, also the Queenslander Peter Klaassen, who we haven't seen too much of yet, Jay McGowan as well. He's come down from the Sutherland Sharks. He's made 3 appearances as a sub so far this season. It's going to be the ball played into the box by Basetto, and it's gone out of play across the byline off Stefan Negro. So the boy from Ballarat putting it out of play, and it's going to be a chance for the substitute to come over and take the corner kick in Choctaw. Looks like Mo Aidara is going to be okay to continue.
That's
here, Nick.
Good, yep.
So, again, the tall timber lurking at the back post area. Left lean and Sebit Noor and Ben Collins. It's rifled in a little bit low at the near post. Flicked away by Albano into the path of Lesiotis, who smacked it on the half volley and almost put that one out on Plenty Road near the 86 tram stop out there. That was going the distance, but it certainly wasn't going into the back of the net.
Well, we've already seen one spectacular goal this week. Of course, in VPL 1, we saw Lockie Roost score from inside his own half, so nothing's off limits here in Victorian
Lockie
football.
Roost, as he's now known.
Yes. And Pios with a roost of his own, sending it long, looking to find Romero. And another nervous moment there for Collins. Albano didn't win the free kick, and Pios slides in. Jego competes in the air and wins the ball. Does well to skip past his man, the Milestone Man, and does he win a corner? Nope, Yaron Souza does enough to keep it alive, as it does look like Preston are getting ready to make a few substitutions, and one of those players, it's none other than Connor Bell, and we know what he can do, and he's in line to make his NPL Victoria debut. So damaging in VPL 1 and VPL 2 in Preston's rise up the ranks, but such a damaging player as Jamal Ali with some fancy footwork. He's been everywhere today. As Basetto looking to get forward. Strong challenge there from Pios. It stays alive, and Jego comes across and puts it into touch.
Just love the intensity we're seeing from both sets of players out there, Nick. They're tiring. There's only 20 minutes to go, or less than that, plus the stoppages, but it's flying. This match is flying by, and the players have not backed off an inch.
I was going to say, I mean, it's round 4, but it feels like a final the way that the intensity of this game's been played at.
Absolutely. It would be remiss not to utter the words finals-like atmosphere in the ground as well. And no doubt the crowd is spurring on these players to even greater defiance out there, as Sebit Noor shows another one of his excellent first touches. Running it, Boffy. It's into the near post, and Bourgeois, well, he hasn't been too busy in front of goal tonight. But what a moment that could have been for the former Altona striker, as he nodded that one only inches past the upright at the near post. And again, really good play from the devastating Sebit Noor, getting back into his form that we saw him in 2024 at the back end of the season. What an impact he had coming in the mid-season window, spurring on Johnny Anastasiadis' side to finals football. And a nice run in the cup as well, as Pios goes with the outside of the foot through ball. Still, Brooks still giving chase. Jamal Ali, who did the damage from right back, now finds himself at left back, deputising for Dalibor Markovic, who's gone off injured, but getting forward is another fullback in Stefan Negro. Good duel between these two. Players start to look a little bit tired now, it's fair to say. Lesiotis. Here's the fresh legs of Jego. And a chance for the snapshot. It's deflected. Albano was giving chase. Romero's initial attempt. And it's going to be a corner for Preston. And their fans behind that goal are certainly finding full voice. And we're going to see a triple substitution here from Luis Esquinik.
I think it could be a quadruple sub.
Well, you don't see that too often.
Yeah, it looks like they're emptying the clip for these final 15 minutes, Steve, as well as A chance now for Heidelberg. Macetto's chasing this one down, but couldn't get him behind Boffy and Negro, who were there as both teams readying changes. It is as well Jay McGowan about to come on here for Heidelberg, but Preston, Brandon Lawton, Sammy Dibb, Connor Bell, and Noah Spaseski all about to be coming on. So
the fourth official, he's going to need 3 boards. He's working overtime down there.
Jock Quartermain's going to be up against it in the next few minutes. Probably as much pressure as Heidelberg's defence will be in these next 16 minutes if Preston keep on coming like this. Here's Luke Jago. Receives in some space. Plays it out wide there towards Albano. Knowing that his man, and he plays it in for Schroen! Oh. It was put on a platter for him. And if you were going to back someone to contort his body and turn that one on target, it was already difficult. And what would have, I think, been his final act of the game, what I think is his final act of the game, Marcus Schroen just puts it over the bar. As we see now those substitutions, it is going to be Marcus Schroen, as well as...
It's like Albano's coming off as well.
Just sifting through to see who's coming off. And I think that's also going to be Leighton Brooks, who's been very busy in this game, and Jason Romero as well coming off. So it's a brand new attack. It's attack for attack, essentially.
Just change the whole front four.
And listen to that roar, Steve. The noise that Connor Bell, with him coming onto the field, that the Preston fans are giving. Welcome back to Preston Lions, as he's the change as well, with Macetto off for McGowan.
Yeah, McGowan, his 4th appearance this season, all as a substitute. Former Sutherland Sharks attacker coming down from New South Wales, looking to get his first touch of the ball, not able to. All played by Lawton, combining well with Jago, the 2 subs. Working well together, and here's the first touch in the top tier of Victorian football for Connor Bell. Not one that he'll want to save for the scrapbook perhaps, but there'll be plenty more to come. And going straight through there was Pios, and here's Connor Bell now. Charging forward, a bit happening off the ball, but Connor Bell's going to keep his run going here, running it the right back, which is Yokikawa, who's deputising in there. And here's the chance for the curler, and it's just past the post.
That was Noah Spaseski.
What a moment that could have been for the youngster. Former Western United attacking midfield option. It all opened up for him.
Well, a few seconds before he had that shot, Steve, he tried to win that free kick with the hip and shoulder with Ben Collins, and then he got back up. He tried to, go for that free, and he did so well to get himself in a good position and just putting that one wide. And already, the substitutes already starting to have an impact here, providing that fresh legs. And so far, so good for Preston, trying to get themselves back into this contest. Still plenty of time. We know Preston have been the kings of the late show in the past, especially think about the Dandy City game earlier this year, where we're down 2-1 and they were able to pinch a point late. Can they rediscover some of that magic here?
That's right. You can expect this one go down to the final seconds of whatever amount of allocated stoppage time we have from 4th official Will Quartermain, giving full chase here as Aaron Anderson, but it's going to run harmlessly out of play. Yeah, but make no mistake, as we saw from young Noah Spaseski, these young attackers, they're not going to die wondering. They're going to throw the absolute kitchen sink at this weary Heidelberg United defence. And here's Spaseski getting on the ball again. Good play from Yokikawa. As we said, he could be forgiven for making 1 or 2 errors, perhaps playing it out of his natural position, playing as a right back. But he's done okay so far. But that moment where he faced a rampaging Connor Bell running straight at him was a bit of a hairy one, you fancy. Here's Bozanowski. Some possession football here for the Lions. Lawton. Didn't get on. Spent the entire 90 waiting for his chance, biding his time last week. He gets a good opportunity tonight to come on and show his wares. Does Brandon Lawton. Negro. He tried to nutmeg Jay McGowan, but it didn't quite come off, but he does win the throw. Preston can retain possession and keep the pressure on this Heidelberg defence, who aren't exactly looking to park the bus. Their defensive line is still reasonably high, and Yokikawa is well positioned. He's an expert right back now. We're going to make him that play there every week. I think maybe if he keeps performing like this, as Sebet Noor has on a slaloming run forward. Lesiotis throws the back heel to Jamal Ali. Nice little 1-2. Ali under pressure from Sammy Dibb, but Ali's done well here again, not for the first time tonight. It is his goal that separates the two sides. If you have just joined us, it's out of play off Jay McGowan, and Preston get us going again extremely quickly here. Negro.
There is Sammy Dibb, diminutive figure.
He's got to be still growing, hasn't he, Sammy Dibb?
Absolutely. Here's Connor Bell, looking to go at his man here. Good speed there from Bell. Does he win a free kick? No. Good defending there from Sebit Noor, getting back to help out Yokokawa, and Bell got a foot in. It's not cleared yet. Here's Jago in a shooting position. Luke Jago! That is incredible! The milestone man in game 100 brings the scores level. And the grandstand erupts.
Well, what a way to celebrate NPL Victoria game 100 for Luke Jago. Celebrating not only that, but his birthday during the week where he turned 31. And he turned back the clock there to his glory days. A well-travelled footballer. And what a moment. That'll be right up there with his career highlights you fancy there, Nick. A fine finish.
Look at the scenes in the grandstand as well when that ball went in, Steve. They're up and about. They can smell it. There's 10 minutes plus stoppages still to play. We're set for a grandstand finish.
Here's Lesiotis, so Heidelberg looking for a quick reply here perhaps. McGowan thought about trying to take the attempt. Adara twisting and turning in the box. It's Sebit Noor. Well blocked by Anderson again. Not the first time we've said that tonight, and it's end-to-end football. Are you not entertained if you're watching at home or you're here in the stadium? This is a fantastic example of Victorian football at its absolute best. I couldn't think of anywhere I'd rather be than right here enjoying this action as Heidelberg are going to take another corner kick here. It's going to be floated in by Sebit Noor, and Ben Collins was there and he put his hands to his head as he couldn't believe he hadn't scored. Connor Bell is lurking at the back post. He needs to acrobatically clear the danger. A good return from injury for Connor Bell so far, and Johnny A is going to respond. At the moment, Louis Yaseski is looking like the super coach with those subs swinging the game in his favour. And it's going to be a triple sub. We've seen the quadruple sub from Louis Yaseski. It's going to be the triple sub here from Johnny A and his assistant coach, Savas Patinkas, ordering out the instructions here for a whole bunch of players. They're going to need about 4 display books here, Nick, because there's so many players coming on and off. Yokokawa heading off, Sebit Noor heading off. Looks like Buljuach is heading off as well. And there's opportunity here for the big man, Peter Klaassen, the big Queenslander in the number 19 jersey. Also coming on, Johnny Apostolopoulos, who's giving chase now in the number 13. And do we get an introduction for Fletcher Fulton as well? We did.
Looking forward to seeing more of Fletcher Fulton in a Heidelberg jersey, Steve. We saw how good he was for Moreland City over the last few seasons.
Fantastic player, yeah. One of my favourite players. I like to watch an NPL Victoria week in, week out, the Tasmanian. And, well, I don't know how he didn't get his first Heidelberg United goal last week against St Albans there at Knight Stadium. He came very close. He gets his first touch there as he fell to the ground. Lawton keeping his feet well there is Brandon Lawton. Throw goes the way of Heidelberg. Into the last 10 minutes, this second half has flown by. I hope you're enjoying this one wherever you're tuning in Melbourne, out in regional Victoria, further afield, across the nation or overseas. You've been thoroughly entertained here as Ben Collins tries the raking switch of play for Fulton. He's got Negro to beat. Ali on the overlap. He's already scored once. Could he provide an assist? Lesiotis, another player who's been excellent for the Burgers tonight in midfield. Really stamped his imprint on the game. Fulton again draws a crowd. Bit of space here for Ali. Flag stays down. Darrett went for placement, and he placed it straight into the outstretched leg of Bozanowski. This is McGowan. Overlap from Apostolopoulos, who was motoring past him. Really good overlapping run, but the Preston defence does its job. Fevered pitch. It really does feel like we're at the grand final here, Nick.
It does.
And it's only the last day of February.
Oh,
that was nasty.
Oh. It's been threatening to boil over a little bit on the pitch there, and you can see Anthony Lesiotis not happy at all with that challenge there from Luke Jago.
Hopefully cooler heads can prevail here, and Adam Babkar can take the action he needs to take. And we'll see that one again on the replay screen, and Jago went right through his opponent. The taller man sent for a sixer.
It was Ryan Leflane who went to ground.
It's that lower centre of gravity coming through underneath him.
Yep.
Sent him a couple of feet up into the air and down on his back. Jago will get a yellow card for his troubles, but nothing more. Lesiotis also going into the book, so a couple of yellow cards shown by Adam Babkar. A little bit of paperwork to do tonight for our match officials.
So Ryan Leflane, good to continue. Just over 5 minutes remaining. Jamal Ali with the goal which put the Burgers ahead. Luke Jago with the equaliser. Things so delicately poised. Has a big match feel in late February. And you get the sense, even though these two teams obviously will meet again at BT Connor Reserve in a few months' time, that you wouldn't be surprised if you see this match in September. Lawton wins the header. Dow. Payos just sends it route one, but it will be coming back to Souza. Collins. Long ball looking for Klaassen, looking to bring it under his spell, and well played there from Boffey, and he puts it behind for a corner. Both coaches up on their feet at the moment, John Anastasiadis and Louis Atsevsky. They would love to get the 3 points today and strike first blow in this meeting between these two very famous football clubs. As chocked out, whips it in. And it was looking for the header there again of Jamal Ali, but it just missed him. Collins tries to backheel it through to Fulton. And then Boffey collide, and he wins the free kick there, Ben Collins, showing all his class in the battle to number threes.
Yeah, good result for Ben Collins. The backheel didn't come off, but he used his body well. He's had a couple of nervy moments in this game, a couple of clearances that have been a little bit skew-if, but he's also been causing a lot of danger, a lot of threat in the penalty area at those set-piece opportunities, such as those corner kicks. And from penalty area to technical area here, we're going to see a yellow card shown, and that free kick is not going to count. That's going to be taken again, because Adam Babkar was 40 yards away about to present the yellow card to the Preston technical area. Looks like it's gone to one of the staff. I don't think it was to Louis Atsevsky. I'm not too sure. He didn't really wave. I'm not sure. Not exactly sure who the recipient is, but either way, it's a yellow card for one of the officials from the Preston technical area. And we're going to see the free kick come in here from Choctaw. It's punched away by Bon Scott. It falls for McGowan. Decided against taking a first-time shot. Pressure from Connor Bell. Out near the scoreboard now. McGowan around Bell. Tries to leather it into the front post area, but only succeeds in putting it out for a goal kick. Preston can just release a little bit of pressure here and try and get the ball up the park.
2.5 minutes remaining of regulation as Preston look to play out from the back. Anderson. Boffey under immediate pressure, but finds the goal scorer, Jago. Payos. He's turned it over, and here's Peter Klaassen. He's in a shooting position. He has players alongside him. McGowan! And it's clawed away by Scott. And here's Fulton. Brings under his spell. Back across the face of goal. And a desperate intervention again there by Emil Payos. He's put in a massive shift at both ends of the park, and it's gone out for a throw in here to Heidelberg. And a nervous moment there, opening the door just a little bit there for Heidelberg. They've been able to lock it in their attacking half. Can they make them pay here? Here's the goal scorer, Ali, in a crossing position, looking to feed it back to Lesiotis. It falls to Dow. Skips around his man, keeps it alive past Stefan Negro, and it's out for a corner.
It's been a high impact from Choc Dow against his former side since coming on as a sub, and he's going to go over and take this corner kick. Heidelberg fans finding voice here to try and will this ball into the goal. The goal here would be colossal in this contest, and it's going to be off the line, right off the goal line and off the frame of the goal. Well, Heidelberg couldn't have come any closer. I think it was Emil Pios with the heroics on the goal line. Aidara trying to cut it back, and it's going to be another corner kick here for Preston to defend. And that's the second time tonight we've seen Preston using their head on the goal line to repel a Heidelberg goal.
John Anastasiadis just threw his arms up like, what is it going to take for Heidelberg to get that second goal?
It's incredible from Emil Pios.
Unbelievable stuff.
So into the last minute of regulation time here. We'll wait to see how much is added on by Jock Quartermain as it comes into the near post. It's partially repelled and sent back at goal by Klaassen. The big man in the number 19 jersey. The big banana bender. He nearly bent that one on target. Pios. This is Anderson. Preston looking to mount an attack. They've been under the pump for the last couple of minutes. Blake's going to stay down here, is it? That's up now. Well, that was an enterprising run into the channel from Brandon Lawson, and it must have been very, very close.
Very nervous moment at the back there for Heidelberg, but just timing his run a little bit off as we'll see how much added time there's going to be. There will be 6 minutes of added time here at the home of the Matildas, so strap in at home. We're set for a grandstand finish.
Well, I think no one wants this game to end, so
No.
It's excellent news for us up here. And if you're a neutral enjoying this one, you'll be certainly glad to see a whopping 6 minutes go up on the board as Preston look to attack down their left-hand side.
Here's Lawton. Pios. A sea of yellow jerseys ahead of him. Threads the needle to Connor Bell. Lesiotis with a key intervention. Collins not cleared. Bell got a foot in. And Yaron Souza collects. Oh, every time it goes near Connor Bell, the alarm bells are ringing for that Heidelberg defence, but they repel for now. Collins to left lean. Ali skips around his man, and well played from Jamal Ali, and he goes to ground and wins the free kick. And I got to say, Steve, what a shift he's putting together today, and he looks like he's in some agony after that challenge as well.
Yeah, I hope he's going to be okay to continue here because they have cleared the bench pretty much. Well, both sides have, haven't they, with the quadruple and the triple sub. He's not happy. I think it's just frustration coming out here for Jamal Ali. What a fantastic slaloming run again. Past all comers. And the only way to stop him tonight has been to foul him, as we saw there again. Now here's Ben Collins. As we go into the second, almost into the 3rd minute of an additional 6. Jamal Ali with the opening goal on 57 minutes. And then it was Luke Jego coming on as a sub in his NPL Victoria game number 100 and scoring a cracking goal to level things up at 1-1. It's all square here. Will the points be shared in their first league meeting in 16 years? Up and under. It's away by Lesiotis. It's all a bit Route 1 now at the moment. McGowan giving chase. Good defending from Boffey. Oh, Pios, that's a bad challenge from Choc Dow, and he's going to go into the book here. Jago looking to take it quickly. I think he kicked it straight into the heels of Adam Babkar there. A touch for the referee, but that's an easy yellow card to dish out there for our referee. Adam Babkar. Pios was well and truly clear when he was brought down illegally in the centre of the park.
So Aaron Anderson standing over this free kick. Not throwing all the tall timber forward just yet are the Lions. They might get one last chance to snatch all 3 points. Connor Bell skips past his man. He's in a crossing position here, the Englishman, but he let it run and he wins the corner. He did take a deflection on the way through. Everyone inside the Preston box bar, Stefan Negro and Bon Scott. Emil Pios willed on here by the Preston fans on that right-hand side. Pios whips it in. Lorna got a head to it!
Oh.
And it's just past the post.
No, it wasn't far away from Brandon Lawton. It would have been another super sub for Louis Aseski to take the 3 points. Really good ball in from Pios.
Well, I'll tell you what, Steve. The Lawton surname has a thing for the spectacular of scoring last minute.
Maybe it was
Winners.
too early in the game still. We might have needed to wait till the 96th minute there.
And it wasn't a bicycle either.
Well, there still could be more drama to come here in the last couple of minutes that we have for you. Don't go anywhere. NPL Victoria, game of the round. Going right down to the wire here between Heidelberg and Preston. Here's a chance for Fulton. Looking for his first Heidelberg United goal. He's forced out wide. Pios clips it up the field. Apostolopoulos getting in the way of it. And we're just about into that last minute of added time of an additional 6. Lesiotis at full stretch. It was a tired effort and he couldn't bring it under his spell. Collins just put his boot through it and it's out of play over on the far side. Both sets of fans in good voice, particularly those Preston fans to our right, bouncing up and down. He's chocked out. Could there be a late show here for Heidelberg? There's 2 balls on the pitch as well. One of those items to tick off your bingo card when watching, well, more often the A-League than NPL that we see that, but they really right into that spare ball on the pitch as well. Sometimes we've been short of a football tonight and then we had too many, so time almost evaporating here.
Apostolopoulos sending it long. Pios got a foot in, and it's out of bounds for another throw in again. Time is at the essence for both teams, and you'd think there might just be enough for one last chance. Or maybe not. Adam Bavkar blows his whistle for full time, and a thoroughly entertaining contest comes to an end here at the home of the Matildas. The spoils are shared. Heidelberg United won. Preston Lions won. The Burgers took the lead courtesy of Jamal Ali, who gave Heidelberg the lead, and it looked like for quite some time it was going to be the winner until Luke Jego came off the bench in his 100th game and scored the all-important equaliser. There were plenty of chances at both ends. A penalty save from Yaron Souza on Jason Romero. Goal line clearances, the lot. Steve, how do you sum up a crazy 90 minutes here?
Well, we got what we wanted. We got what we deserved. It's been such a long wait to see these 2 great Victorian clubs go head-to-head in their 60-year history. It's a shame we've had to wait 16 years for them to be back together in Victoria's top flight. We've seen it tonight, and there's going to be many more occasions for Preston against some of the superstar teams of this competition in the coming weeks as well. But tonight, if any of them can be half as good as tonight, we're going to be very much enthralled, because that was just a fantastic and absorbing contest. Tremendous atmosphere, tremendous occasion, tremendous performances by both sets of players, both sets of coaches. Heidelberg looked like they held all the aces from Johnny Anastasiadis' boys. And then Louis Aseski making a quadruple sub. And then who else but Luke Jego to step up and do the spectacular in game number 100 in this competition. A goal worthy of winning any other match. It was a goal worthy of at least earning a point. The heroics from Preston, incredible. Twice we saw them clearing balls off the goal line as well. Bon Scott was working very hard, particularly in the first half. Definitely Heidelberg getting the better of the first half. But on the balance, though, who would you say would feel more hard done by but not getting the 3 points tonight?
It's hard because Heidelberg had 24 shots to Preston's 10. But Preston had a penalty saved. You know, Heidelberg had shots cleared off the line. I think almost we were just robbed of a higher scoring draw in the end in this game. But I feel like both teams would have an argument to say that they should have deserved the 3 points. But I think if you were to tip the scales in a certain direction, certainly Heidelberg. 2 goal line clearances. They had more of the opportunities. But look, you know what? Preston showed a lot of character to be able to come away with a point here. They're still undefeated in their return to NPL Victoria, 8 points out of a possible 12. It's been a good rebound from Heidelberg after that opening round loss. They can take plenty coming out of this. Of course, Preston back at home next week, and boy, what a game
that is. And what a 3 weeks they have coming up as well. The top 3 from last season that they will face, as both sets of players, you might be able to hear that through effects, like both sets of players getting a rousing ovation from the crowd, from their respective sets of fans here. And rightly so, because on a warm evening here at the home of the Matildas, they fought tooth and nail. No one took a backward step out there. And also the match was played in a great spirit as well. And you can see that from both sets of coaches and officials who were happy to have a nice chat and shake hands, exchange pleasantries at full time. They will meet again later in the year, but they will meet again in September. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that again. So this matchup, that might just be the first chapter in what could be maybe a trilogy of great football matches this season. You mentioned Preston, South Melbourne next week. What an occasion that will be at Jenna Steele. Then Avondale at Avenger Park, and then the Oakley Cannons. So a really good start to the first 4 weeks. If they can perform well in the next 3 weeks, well, who knows? They can really set the tone for what could be an excellent season as a newly promoted side.
Well, what a way to test yourself than play all the big sides, you know, play the champions, play the premiers, play Avondale, who've been the standard bearers throughout the early rounds of the season. And, of course, a big performance today against Heidelberg to kick that all off for the Lions. For Heidelberg, they're on the road next against Dandy Thunder. They're back here in 2 weeks' time to play Hume City. Of course, redevelopments to the pitch at Olympic Village means they will host Hume City here at the home of the Matildas. Then on the road to Dandy City, but back at home against Altona towards the end of March. But we'll be signing off here from the home of the Matildas. Thank you so much for your company at home for this FV match of the round here between Heidelberg United and Preston Lions. The final score here at the home of the Matildas: Heidelberg 1, Preston Lions 1.